Many spiritually inclined people wish to learn astral projection for one purpose only, to be able to view their Akashic records. This is a laudable goal. It elevates astral projection from an exercise in flying around and looking at things to a spiritual art that can provide you with the self-understanding you need in order to grow. The Akashic Records are a compendium of everything that has happened to every single soul from the time it was created until the present. The term comes from the Hindustani word Akasha, meaning spirit or soul. Psychologist C.G. Jung introduced us to the concept of a collective unconscious, which in effect can be understood as an astral record of all past and future events, thoughts, actions, and interests. Experience has shown us that these records are cataloged by individuals so that any one person can look up the record of his or own soul's eternal progression towards its goal. Because the Akashic records are no more than images that have been permanently impressed on the astral plane, the ways in which we can view them are only as limited as our imagination. The most common form is to see the records as a giant book where we could read about our long past. Some see this book as part of a great astral library full of other soul books, others as a single book on an etheric pedestal in the middle of the astral. Some read the words from the books, and for others the book turns into a mirror in which past actions and events are played out in full detail. My records have never appeared in book form to me, according to Mrs. Eden McCoy of the Lilowin Publications. And then we have Mrs. McCoy, and her records have never appeared in book form to me. Rather, they show themselves projected onto a wall, somewhat like the movie screen in a theater. Sometimes I'm there watching alone, but most of the time my spirit guides me to come to. But most of the time my spirit guide comes to sit with me, either on her own volitation or at my request. Sometimes she even tells me that there are other records I should be looking at that would be more useful to me. Occasionally, she offers commentary. Mrs. McCoy's guardian astral entity, that is, will oftentimes tell her that there are other records that she should be looking at that would be more useful to her. Occasionally, her astral entity offers commentary, but mostly she allows me to work her through. But she allows Mrs. McCoy to work things through on her own, and does not say anything unless she directly asks questions. You might, in these astral realms, when you're viewing your Akashic records, you might also hear an audio version of your Akashic records being played back to you with all the drama and commentary that you would expect from a well-produced radio play. Mrs. McCoy, as well as many ways myself, had known a woman since whose spirit guide would simply tell her in detail everything that she needed to know. An artist friend of hers, of Mrs. McCoy, views her records over the shoulder of an elven sketch artist who draws pictures on a large pad. As she watches the drawings become animated and act out the events she is reviewing, her particular spirit guide often stands with her, sometimes even coaching the sketch artist about the way something should appear. A large part of your Akashic Records appearance depends on how you want to view them and on the type of person that you are. Very visual people will likely see the events played out like a movie. Other people may find the radio play idea most comfortable. The younger people might find themselves in a high-tech room with multimedia possibilities.